Hey guys, welcome back to Eau de Enders. In today's video, we're going to be talking about amazing beginner fragrances. These could be fragrances that you could consider to be your signature scent, meaning you wear it all the time and maybe you only own one bottle of it. These are great beginner fragrances to start your collection and just to enter the world of fragrances. A lot of people suggested this video to me, so I'm delivering it. People were saying, Enders, love the channel, but this fragrance costs $250. Why don't you, show me some stuff that actually doesn't cost an arm and a leg? We're going to do that in today's video. My thought process for this video was I'm going to try to keep the prices for these fragrances at and around $100 or less, maybe a little bit above for some of them, and I'm only going to be talking about fragrances that I have experience with, meaning I either own the fragrance or used to own the fragrance. And for the fragrances that I used to own, I'm going to talk about them at the end of the video. So let's jump right into things. If you enjoy the channel and you want to see more enthusiast fragrance content, just fragrance content in general, I'm just starting the channel out, would greatly appreciate if you subscribe and also hit the like button. Let's get into the first fragrance. So for the first fragrance, or fragrances, because I have two for this category, I'm just going to say these are for people that want to smell like a man. All right, you want to be taken seriously. You're in the office, you're some big shot, right? You want to walk into the room and assert some presence, okay? Leave a lasting impression. Now, the first fragrance, which is an absolute classic, well known within the fragrance community, is going to be Terre d'Hermès from Hermès. This is the pure perfume or pure parfum version. It's basically the EDP. You can go with either the original, which is the Eau de Toilette, or this version here. The only differences between those two fragrances is the Eau de Toilette is slightly fresher but doesn't last as long, and this fragrance is slightly deeper but lasts longer. The general feel you're going to get with this fragrance is sort of a dirty orange grassy vetiver type vibe. It's very masculine. It's not off-putting at all. It's very mass appealing, but it still has this elegance, still has a very smooth elegance to it that's going to leave a great impression to anyone that has smelled you. The second fragrance in this category is none other than one of my personal favorites in my entire collection. This is Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. Now, there is the original from, I think, 1966, just Dior Eau Sauvage. That's an Eau de Toilette. It's fresher, doesn't last as long, but this version is, again, deeper, richer, and it has this unbelievably beautiful resinous aromatic effect. This is one of the greatest citrus aromatic fragrances, in my opinion, that I've ever smelled and probably ever made. This fragrance, shockingly, can be found for under $100 online, and it is seriously just one of the smoothest, most masculine smelling fragrances that I own in my collection and that I think money can still buy. And it's a designer, and the bottle's beautiful. Also, in my opinion, Dior just destroys Hermès in terms of what you get for the actual presentation. This has a magnetic cap. The atomizer's a bit better, and overall, it's a bit more luxurious. So again, Terre d'Hermès, that would be the pure parfum, and this is Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. Now, jumping over to something completely different, and typically this would be reserved for the colder months, but I personally think you can pull this off in any scenario, and this is a great starter fragrance. This is from the house of Guerlain, or Guerlain, or Guerlain, or whatever it's called. This is called L'Homme Idéal Extreme. This is a flanker of the original L'Homme Idéal, and that is a line from Guerlain. I'll link the entire line in the description. This takes the original and just makes it deeper and richer with plum and tobacco. It still has that sort of slightly sweet, almondy sort of nuance, but in general, this gives you a feel of just smooth. It's smooth, masculine, it works great in all scenarios, and this is really just a rich, elegant fragrance. It does last quite a long time. In my experience, I maybe spray, 4 times with this, maybe a bit less in the summer. I'll get 6 to 8 hours. This will last a workday. You can wear this to the office. It does have some spicy nuances to it. Just overall, in my opinion, the best fragrance from the L'Homme Idéal line from Guerlain. And the presentation is really beautiful as well. Really heavy bottle. It does not have a magnetic cap, but man, this stuff smells absolutely phenomenal. You really get that plum note. It's not too fruity though. It adds body to the fragrance. It adds a deep, rich sweetness to the fragrance, and it's phenomenal. So check out L'Homme Idéal Extreme from the house of Guerlain, whatever it is. This next fragrance is a fragrance that I recently added to my collection that was really surprising. I've overlooked it a lot, and that is Dior Homme Sport 2021. This fragrance is Dior at their best, in my opinion. I was really surprised when I smelled this. This is a beautiful citrusy, woody fragrance with elemi resin and a bit of spiciness from pink pepper. The experience of elemi resin, and I think Dior, out of all brands I've tried, just smashes their execution with elemi resin so well. Same can be said for Dior Eau Sauvage Parfum. It gives just a smoothness throughout the entire fragrance. This is an eau de toilette. And for an eau de toilette, if you spray it on clothes and you just go a little bit heavier on the sprays, this can last literally 8 to 10 hours. It really is extremely impressive performance for an eau de toilette, and you can get it in multiple different sizes. This, I have the 125 ml right here. I believe they make a 75 ml as well. Great pricing on this fragrance. It doesn't smell, to me at least, very similar to much else in the designer space. Definitely has a citrusy, woody, musky sort of feel, but again, that elemi resin sort of gives the fragrance body and smooths everything out. And I find the projection and longevity to be actually quite good. So check out Dior Homme Sport 2021. And the bottle, I personally like it. Some people say it's boring. I like it. The last fragrance that I'm going to suggest from my own personal collection is none other than the famous Chanel Bleu de Chanel Eau de Parfum. Now, any version of Chanel Bleu de Chanel is going to be a fantastic starter fragrance. In fact, I think it is the quintessential starter fragrance. If you're going to pick any fragrance out of this list to start your collection, I would highly recommend starting with Bleu de Chanel. Is it a bit of a boring suggestion? Yeah, like it's very popular, everyone knows about it, but I think it's popular for a reason. Even as someone that owns many niche fragrances, this fragrance to me still gets it done. It still smells absolutely fantastic. This is your quintessential clean, fresh shower gel scent. When people smell this on you, you're just gonna smell clean, put together, sophisticated, elegant, all great words to use. And I mentioned at the end of the video, I'm going to be having some honorable mentions that I used to own, but no longer own, that fit this video perfectly, in my opinion. The first one is a bit of an underrated fragrance that's way cheaper than I thought it was, and is excellent for the money. It's called Loewe 7 Cobalt, and it takes the blue shower gel fragrance DNA and just does it to a fantastic level. It's a bit different. It's more unique than I'd say Bleu de Chanel, more unique than some other blue fragrances like Dior Sauvage. It takes that DNA, adds some black currant, adds some herbal notes, so it's fruity, it has some depth to it, and it's just a fantastic smelling concoction. Really, it's like a deeper smelling shower gel, like a more manly smelling shower gel, if that makes any sense. Then the other fragrance, which I'll end the video with, is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense Pour Homme. That is a marine citrus aromatic fragrance. It's a bit salty. It has that calogne note that they use in marine fragrances that can be off-putting to some people. I think I am pretty adverse to it, which is why I sold it, but it doesn't change the fact that it is a highly touted, fantastic beginner fragrance that can be found for a great value. So I hope this video helped some of you guys in the comment section looking for fragrances to start out with. If you want to know anything else about these fragrances, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will be replying to everyone I possibly can. And of course, suggest things you want to see me talk about. I am going to be making videos on how to apply fragrance, where to apply it, you know, the rules of that sort of thing, and a bunch of other videos. I'm going to start making shorts and talk about my collection more. So if you enjoy the channel, if you want to be a part of enthusiast fragrance discussions, definitely subscribe and also hit the like button. And I also have a gaming channel. I'll link that in the description as well. Maybe you can come by a stream or two. Thank you so much for watching and taking the time out of your day to watch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.